Holistic Vitality Energy Healing. www.holistic-vitality.com.
So my name's Holly, and this is my first time getting Reiki healing. And in this meditation, it like pops out kind of like this like white plume sort of that turns into this lady who's in like an 1800s ball gown dancing and stuff, and it kind of went in with that of a lot of breaking past life patterns too for me, with her in the like higher realm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was she to you? Do you know?
She was definitely me in a past life. It was a life where I think I was already married to somebody who I didn't really want to be with, but the dude that I did want to be with, I couldn't be because of the time frame, kind of. And it was kind of like this clearing of energy around not being able to meet up with the person that I truly wanted to be with my whole entire lives.
Oh.
Like, to say it that way. And so that was really interesting, the integration of that kind of freeing up of that weird energy pattern
From the past life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, throat chakra was a lot of just like clearing out a lot of like, it literally just felt like just gunk like coming out of my throat, and like a lot of realization of, I mean, I've been working on a lot of self-love anyway once I realized that I really have been lacking in that, but it was realizing that I've been lacking the verbal part of it too, more than just the internal. I've had a lot of this like, I'll quietly take care of myself and kind of care, but like working on that, I was like, okay, no, I genuinely need to be able to be like, nah, like, I like myself, I'm kind of cool, you know,
Yeah.
being like
I
okay.
love you, you're, approving of you.
Exactly, be like, I could, you know, it's cool, and it was kind of like this accepting of, you're gonna have like moments where, granted, you're not totally gonna like yourself, but you should still love yourself regardless, and kind of staying in that like higher positive vibration of self.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Chakra.
Heart chakra was awesome. It's funny because Jim, being one of my guides, he sends me this song occasionally called Love Garden, and it talks about his lady in his last life, and just, you know, like most of the song just says like Love Garden in it, and it's really funny because then you were like, and then you're gonna plant love, and I was like, Love Garden. Jim just started playing it in my head, and I was like, that's freaking awesome.
There's a moment.
Exactly. I was like, this is cool. But it was really cool realizing when those certain patterns started, like really looking at like, oh, this is when this started, like when my dad and my mom had their first like kind of argument around me when I was really little, or like the time that my sister like didn't really like me that day or whatever, you know what I mean? And like it was like really weird, kind of like being like, oh, that's
where that came from. Yeah.
And it was really pretty quick too. Like it would be like, and what was that? That's it right there. And it'd be like, oh, okay. Like it didn't take too long. I think there was one of them that took me a little bit to be like, is it that or is it that? And then I kind of was like, oh, that one's the bigger one of the two. So
cool.
Yeah, that was really neat, and it was cool because like certain ones I could feel them pulling energy out of certain areas. Like one of them, I think it was neglect that you were talking about. I had this cavity once when I was a little kid that went on for way too long, and my parents took forever before they took care of it. And I'm sure they probably didn't think it was that bad, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting though, because with that there's this energy pattern that I've had around my teeth my whole life, about like they're gonna all get like bad and it's not gonna be good, and teeth have to hurt kind of, and like not that everything I eat like makes my teeth hurt, you know what I mean, but it was interesting though, because as I was pulling out that plant, like there was like little teeth kind of in it, you
Weird,
know, and I
okay.
could like feel it kind of like pulling out of my mouth a little bit too, and I was like, oh, that's weird. It's like, it was cool because when I would pull that plant up, it would pull up like other littler plants around it up with them and kind of like into this like glob sort of.
Like an attachment of weeds.
Yeah, exactly. And it was all the same root system, and then I would just pull it all up and then be like, trash can.
Get rid of you.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Exactly. And I think burning them was probably one of my favorite parts. I was like,
Good. Die.
Right, exactly. Having a little maniacal moment where you're like, ah, yes.
Disappear from my life.
Exactly. And then it was really cool planting stuff because it was like a bunch of flowers and stuff everywhere. And it was funny because when like deer and the rabbits started to come along, I was kind of like, no, don't eat my plants, you know, and I kind of had a moment, then I was like, oh, no, I just need to plant more prosperity. Hold on, okay, now we're good. And then the garden got huge, and I was like, we're good.
You guys can hang out
Yeah,
here.
I was like, never mind, you can have whatever you want, I don't care. It'll grow all, it'll suit for whoever. And it was kind of this, like, it was interesting because I realized I was like, oh, I forgot to plant enough prosperity because I'm freaking out about this already. Let me just plant some of that. That's cool, now we're good.
Now I just need a little bit more.
Exactly. It was just funny. And then at the end, when there was like the jar of honey, all of my guides came in, and some of them were ones that I know, and some of them were ones that are kind of waiting for me right now before I like. It was a lot of taking down barriers and stuff, and I can see them more as like starting to step in for me because I'm not so like restricted.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I can only have like 4 of you in my space before I feel overwhelmed. Now they're like, oh, okay, we can come around her, and she won't be like, ah.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, there was a bunch of them, and at first it was just my guides, and I was like, well, I should include my family, and so I kind of like brought them in, and I kind of like got rid of this like kind of anxious feeling about having them around. Like it had to be kind of like, oh my god, I need to do stuff if you're around me to make you happy. It was kind of like, no, you're here, you're over there, not too far away, but far enough away that I have my space.
That I can do what I need to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then everybody was happy and they're having fun. It was kind of just like a little party, sort of. And like I was passing around the honey, and since I planted a bunch of prosperity, like if the honey went too low, it would just kind of like go back up, and I was like, cool, yay!
Like it's gonna replenish itself.
Exactly. Instead of being like, no, the honey, because at first I was like, what about the honey too? And then I was like, more prosperity. Hold on, let's just plant some more of that. One. This one was really weird because I've never felt very connected with it, and it's not like I haven't ignored any of my emotions here at all on purpose. I think that it was just so much stuff was like in the way that I didn't even realize that that was really even like an energy center, you know, or how to even work with it or realize that it was totally there. And like when you stepped into that one and you're like, oh, there's like a kid crying in the corner, I was like, oh my god, it's me. I'm the kid crying in the corner. It just like turned into this whole slew of just like chaotic emotions, and it was like all of a sudden I had to realize like, yes, that is like a energy spot that I have that like has been
ignored,
way cut off for a really long time, and like that one was pretty crazy, and like just making like all the promises and stuff to yourself to be like, it's like kind of coming from more of like an adult standpoint too with yourself, and being like, okay, we are going to take care of me, and we're going to make me happy before everybody else, and kind of like just this feeling of self-love, true self-love, kind of actually being like, it's okay to say the things you need to say and be the person that you need to be for you, and its entirety of what that means to you too. And self-exploration, kind of not cutting yourself off from that childlike joy, which I'm pretty good at being like super childish and having fun, sometimes too childish, I think, but it was cool, kind of more so stepping into the emotional part of that, because as far as humor goes, I'd say I can totally be like a little kid, but as far as like allowing myself to understand what it is that I'm feeling, when I need to know what it is that I'm feeling, that felt like like it had been cut off for a really long time. So
Or like hearing yourself
yeah,
and your needs, so you can meet your needs essentially.
exactly, which was cool. That was very like clearing in general. It's kind of like, okay, not gonna ignore me, which kind of, this one definitely wrapped back up to the throat again too. And I noticed, other than really the root chakra, pretty much, well, and the heart, so I'd say these two, the sacral and the
Solar plexus.
solar plexus, okay. Those two definitely wrap back up to the throat chakra as to like where my block was, which I found really interesting because both of these have been pretty open for me. So when we did them, I was like, oh, I'm good. And as soon as we got down here, I was like, oh no, danger zone. And then as we got like lower and lower, I was like, oh, and then like totally mind blown stuff. But when we got to the sacral, right?
Sacral, yeah.
Chakra, that one was really cool, where you sit down, you kind of like talk to everybody, and you're like, okay, so I love you, but I'm really like, it's not okay that this happened and that happened. I picked up my rage from you with this, and I picked up my insecurities from you with this, and like just kind of going through being like, this is what it was, and this is how I feel, and I don't hate you, I just like need to tell you so it's in your space, not mine.
Yeah.
And that was really very clearing, because it helped take even more of that like weighted feeling off of my shoulders. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, going down into the center of the earth was really cool, and it was very, I would say, really calming and just really nurturing and just comfortable, and kind of like this space of being like, everything's good.
Everything's back to being good again.
And kind of going back to that, like when you're like a little kid, you don't have like a lot of stuff, weighing on your shoulders and stuff, you know, it's kind of that feeling of being like, freedom, you know. So yeah, that was really cool. And then coming back into my body was really interesting too, because I could feel myself like kind of slowly like settling back down in, which I've like done that a few times, where I'll just be like, and astral travel, like off to whatever.
Yeah.
But it was cool, like the feeling, because I've only done that like maybe 2 times in my life so far, so this would be the 3rd, where you just like can feel yourself like kind of just like
dipping back in.
Yeah, exactly, just like back
okay,
in.
now I'm back. Oh
Like,
crap.
oh, alright, cool.
I guess I was gone for a while.
Right. Exactly. So yeah.
Awesome.
Overall, it was really cool. I definitely feel better, without a doubt.
Feel lighter.
So, yeah. I know it's just a matter of kind of keeping that like maintained energy space from other people. So
the boundaries.
yeah.
Cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking that time.
No worries.